Now, back to Tim.
But we do have one more thing.
Oh, here we go.
One that I've really been
channeling Steve Jobs.
I believe that augmented reality is a profound technology. And here it is. Introducing Apple Vision Pro. Vision Pro is a new kind of computer.
Just wanted to pause that and just say you could see the person's eyes through the goggles, which is I've not seen this before. Which is interesting. Let's listen.
Computer that augments reality by seamlessly blending the real world with the digital world. Your surroundings become an infinite canvas.
The whole mixed reality idea that they've got, you can see their thinking behind this now. You know, they're keen for you to still live in the real world, but for them to augment their beauty on top of it, I guess.
And connect with Apple Vision Pro will introduce us to spatial computing. This marks the beginning of a journey.
Spatial computing. Listen to that terminology. Spatial computing.
To tell you about the experience of using Vision Pro, here's Alan.
When you first put on Vision Pro, you see your space and everything in it. The home view lives right in front of you. It's where you find all of your apps. It's familiar, yet revolutionary. The entire interface looks and feels truly present in your room. Every element has been crafted to have a sense of physicality. They have dimension, respond dynamically to light, and even cast shadows to help you understand scale and distance.
I mean, hats off to Apple. This is really hard to do, and you know, you can build these user interfaces no problem, right? This is not an issue, but to make it look real, feel real, for it to cast shadows on the correct objects, I mean, this is some next level computing, right?
Around you. There's something truly extraordinary about seeing your favorite apps and experiences right there in the room with you. And apps can expand fully into your space, like during a mindfulness session, where you can create a private moment of calm. And with Vision Pro...
See, that I can get on board with that, because I imagine that this might be actually one of the most useful things, you know, immersive experiences that people pay a lot of money for now to go and experience, and they usually have to go somewhere to do it. But to have that in your living room, like that is quite powerful.
Immersed you are by simply turning the digital crown.
So I'm just going to pause there for a second, and what they just said about having a dial where we can effectively turn up and down the mixed reality level. This shows that Apple have spent a lot of time trialing this. They've listened to user feedback, and they've had to research and engineer such a technology, because this, as far as I'm concerned, I've never seen this before. This is some groundbreaking stuff, because you either have to choose whether you live in fully immersed environment or not at all, right? Or very little. So the fact that they can dial this up and down is quite a big feature, and they've addressed probably what is going to be a very big pain point with the current set of technology that we have now.
Whether extending a small portion of your room or being fully immersed within an environment, you can use these beautiful landscapes to focus, reduce clutter in busy spaces, or as an inspiring new view. You browse the system simply by looking. It's effortless. App icons subtly.
I mean, how much? Just consider for a second how much technology have they got going on in that piece of kit. It's an insane amount of technology. So
the combination of hands and eyes together truly feels like magic. Vision Pro displays your eyes when someone is nearby. It's incredible. This breakthrough innovation is called eyesight.
Eyesight.
Not only does eyesight reveal your eyes, it provides
If some of you are
important
old enough,
information
this is
about
what
which focus on.
eyesight is. What they used to call their
works
web
with apps.
camera when it was first launched. When
And
web
this
cameras
changes
weren't
when you're
really a
fully immersed
thing,
in an experience,
but it
sending
was
a clear signal to those around you that you can't
sight.
see them at the moment.
So yeah, it's funny that they've
Even
reused
if you
that.
are
I mean,
fully
I guess.
Apple Vision Pro
I
helps
guess
you
for
stay
the
connected
this
to
is
those
this is
around
a
you.
different spelling,
Someone is
obviously,
nearby,
and
you'll appear in view.
this one they're looking
Vision
to
Pro
the
will
future with this
simultaneously
one.
reveal your eyes to them.
But now,
I'm sorry, but this is still gonna take a little while to get used to. I mean,
how you use notes, messages,
it just
keynotes,
looks
Safari,
a bit
FaceTime, and more. And of course,
space age.
Vision Pro is always in sync.
Do you know what I
with
mean?
iPhone,
Like,
iPad, and more.
this looks
All your
like
notes, messages,
this looks like it's
photos,
straight out of a
documents,
movie.
stay up to date automatically
I'm
with
probably
iCloud.
just thinking of like Ready Player One here,
This is what you
but
see with Vision Pro. Your entire
this is
world
gonna
is a
just be
canvas
one of
for
them
apps.
things we need to
So
get
you can
used to,
arrange them
right?
anywhere
And it is,
at the perfect
it's been
size
happening,
for
it's
whatever
coming.
you're doing. Let's look
Maybe
first
now more than
at
ever.
Safari. Browsing the web
But it's
is
gonna take a
very
while for
safe.
people to get
Web
used to
pages
walking
are
around the
large,
office with these
making
headsets
it
on.
amazing to watch videos or read articles. And connected to others. And it's easy to interact with the world around you.
Like she
So with
knew,
Apple Vision Pro,
like she knew
you
exactly
can
where them
yourself.
panes were, and
For
she went
whatever you're
straight
doing,
through.
multitask.
Great,
You can
great,
review
great
your to-do
acting,
list
great
in
script
Notes.
writing.
Research your next trip in Safari and discuss plans with friends in messages. Because Vision Pro is great when you're traveling. It makes
Sorry,
it easy to stay connected
I
and collaborate with
wouldn't
colleagues.
even take something like this
For
out the
example,
house.
You can collaborate
I would
remotely
just
with
be
your
so
team on
scared
the
it
same
would be
document.
robbed, smashed, broken. I don't know,
And of
but this is
course,
not something that
Apple
would
Vision Pro is
that
an
would
amazing
leave
FaceTime experience.
you know, a safe
FaceTime
environment.
now
That's for sure.
becomes spatial, taking advantage of the room around you.
With a spatial cinema that transforms any space, like this apartment. You have a gorgeous screen you can adjust to the perfect size.
Yeah.
Vision
Now we're
also
talking.
the surrounding light.
Now we're
Casts a
talking.
beautiful glow into your space and surrounds you with spatial audio. And
You might say
for
that this is an
cinematic
obvious
experience.
use of
Open
what
an
they've
environment like Mount
built,
Hood
but it might be
to
the
scale
best
it
use.
beyond the
Given that it's a
dimensions of your
mixed
room.
reality
So it
headset,
feels
the fact that it
100
can
feet
dim the
wide.
room, expand
Giving you
your
the most
screen.
majestic viewing experience
This is
ever.
probably one of the first
And
things
with
that
the
people are
cinema
going to try and do
environment,
straight
turn
away.
any
Watch a
room into
movie,
your own personal
dim the
movie
room,
theater.
make it like a
This
cinema,
environment lets you focus fully on the movie
and
built
experience it.
to give
This is
you
probably
a
going to be one of the
fantastic viewing
primary use
experience
cases for
that you
sure.
can take anywhere, like on an airplane. Use your AirPods. In addition to watching movies, you can play your favorite Apple Arcade games. Like NBA 2K23 on a screen. at
Notice they
large
mentioned
scale
Apple
with
Arcade
incredible
because
audio
the support for
and
actual
controller
gaming
support.
on the Apple
There will be over
platform. When I say
100
actual
arcade
gaming, I'm
titles
talking, you
available
know,
for you to play
AAA
on day
titles,
one.
Call of Duty,
This is
etc.
just the
is
start
is
of how
lacking to say the
gaming will evolve
least.
on
So they
Vision
have
Pro.
to
Whether
make
watching
sure
the
they say
season
Apple
finale,
Arcade
3D
because
movie, or immersive video.
that's all they've got.
Is the best way to enjoy your favorite entertainment.
And the Walt Disney Company is the world's leader in entertainment.
This is
So
that
I'm
classic
thrilled to
marketing
introduce
tactic
Bob Iger,
where what
CEO
they
of
do
Disney.
is they bring in a company that is
Thanks, Tim.
complementary
It's
to
a
whatever it
privilege
is
to be here
they're
with you
building.
for this
And
momentous event.
they will,
As the
what
Walt
I'm
Disney
predicting is
Company
going to happen
celebrates
now
our 100th
is
anniversary,
Bob is going to rock up and he's going to attempt to validate the device. This is what's going to happen. And of course, they brought in the Walt Disney Company because they've got the content and the magic to complement the device that they've just built, the Vision Pro.
Technology to create truly remarkable experiences.
You could do more than just watch sports. You could be at the game.
Sorry.
Without leaving your home.
They just went full machine gun UI. Who is even capable of watching that many UI elements at the same time? I mean, granted, this is just an example of what they think might be possible in the future, but this is not something a human can process at any one time.
What if you could bring Disney World into your world?
This surprisingly compact form encapsulates an extraordinary amount of technology.
Also an extraordinary amount of data capture, right? Am I right?
Computer, all kept cool by an efficient thermal design. And up to 2 hours of use with the external high-performance battery.
Did they just say 2 hours of use with an external high-performance battery? So this is where we start to see, slowly but surely, the limitations of such a device. And 2 hours of use with the external high-performance battery, I mean, I still can't take that anywhere, right? It doesn't justify me moving this away from an external power source, because I don't think I could use it for long enough for it to be useful for 2 hours, right? Like if I'm on a plane and it's a non-domestic flight, it's a long haul flight, then 2 hours ain't gonna cut it. So I get it. This is a power hungry device, but we're starting to see the cracks show. So let's see what else they're gonna say.
It starts with a micro OLED Apple Silicon backplane that fits 64 pixels in the space of a single iPhone pixel. They're just 7.5 microns wide. Combined, Vision Pro has 23 million pixels.
This level of engineering is very, very difficult because we are talking about really, really small manufacturing processes here, and all I know from watching this so far is this is going to be expensive. It's not good. This isn't going to be your average consumer product that you're going to buy or that you might be able to afford soon, right? Or even now. This is something that is probably going to be a purchase you need to think about. And you need to think about seriously. So let's see how much this is going to cost.
Beyond personalizing sound to you, Vision Pro matches the sound to your room.
If you are not wearing headphones right now that are above a certain quality, you would not be able to experience the sound that they're putting through on this video right now, that they've mixed into this video. They're changing the balance ever so slightly, and they're moving it around to try and, for people that are wearing headphones above a certain quality, would be able to try and experience this, which is it's very clever, but it's all sounding very expensive. That I've got to say. It's got a LiDAR sensor built in. I mean, already that is a lot of sensors. But this is some high-end sensory. You know, all I can think about now is how much this is going to cost. That's the only thing that's on my mind. And to be able to power 4K screens all these sensors, spatial audio with audio ray tracing. You know, they're going to need a powerful CPU in there, and I'm willing to bet that they've shoved an M2, or even if they reveal it, an M3 processor in there of some sorts. But they're going to have one of their own processors in there. That is for sure. I guarantee it. There we go.
In a unique
There we go.
design.
Of course.
It
Of
starts
course.
with the
Shove an
Apple
M2 in
Vision
there.
It delivers phenomenal
two.
compute performance while allowing Vision Pro to maintain a comfortable temperature and run virtually silent. Running in parallel is a brand new chip called R1.
So they were going to need something like this. I'm surprised that they've done it. And R1, I guess means real time 1, like the version 1 of this chip. And the reason is because the M series of processors, these are general purpose processors. They're really a jack of all trades. They're designed to do everything quite well. Not brilliantly, you know, not specialized, but they're designed to do everything quite well. But in a device like this, they clearly identified that they needed something dedicated just to handle all the data that's coming from all them processes, from all them sensors, all them microphones. You know, they needed something dedicated to that, because the M processor on its own can't do it all at the same time and very well, for example. So this is why they've gone with the R1, which is just dedicated to offloading all that work, and they've designed a chip that is good at just that, which is exactly what this device needs.
This specialized chip was designed specifically for the challenging task of real-time sensor processing. It processes input from 12 cameras, 5 sensors, and 6 microphones. In other head-worn systems, latency between sensors and displays can contribute to motion discomfort. R1 virtually eliminates lag, streaming new images to the displays within 12 milliseconds.
And the reason this is significant, because our brain notices the delay. You know, they're talking about lag, but what they really mean is the delay from being able to produce the image on the processor or whatever systems they're using, and getting it to the visual components for your brain to process. Now, if there's a lag, everything doesn't work. Nothing works, right? If there's a lag, nothing works, and your brain starts to notice the lag. It starts to get confused, and the whole experience is ruined. It's ruined. So these are the reasons why they've got an R1 processor, an M2 processor. It's really to keep the experience believable.
That's 8 times faster than the blink of an eye. So while M2 ensures that Apple Vision Pro delivers incredible standalone performance, R1 ensures that experiences feel like they're taking place right in front of your eyes. We also thought hard about how others can interact with you while wearing Vision Pro. EyeSight utilizes a unique curved OLED panel with a lenticular lens to project the correct perspective of your eyes to each person looking at you. The result is a 3D display that makes the device look transparent. For digital communication like FaceTime, Vision Pro goes beyond conveying just your eyes and creates an authentic representation of you. This was one of the most difficult challenges we faced in building Apple Vision Pro. There's no video conferencing camera looking at you. And even if there were, you're wearing something over your eyes. Using our most advanced machine learning tech.
No way. No way. I'm going to guess what they're just going to say here, but they're going to model your eyes, and then they're going to create like a 3D image of your eyes that face outwards to the wider world. This is just a guess. I don't know. Let's see.
We created a novel solution. After a quick enrollment process using the front sensors on Vision Pro, the system uses an advanced encoder-decoder neural network to create your digital persona. This network was trained on a diverse group of thousands of individuals. It delivers a natural representation which dynamically matches your facial and hand movement.
I'm doing well, thank you.
With your persona, you can communicate with over 1 billion FaceTime-capable devices. When viewed by someone in another Vision Pro, your persona has volume and depth.
I mean, this is insane. This is insane.
None of this advanced
and expensive.
come to life without a powerful operating system.
Okay, here we go. We've got a new OS.
On the foundation of the decades of engineering innovation in macOS, iOS, and iPadOS. To that foundation, we added a host of new capabilities to support the low latency requirements of spatial computing, such as a new real-time execution.
So again, they've had to reimagine everything. They really have had to re-engineer everything. There's probably very little they've managed to borrow from their other technologies. And what they're saying here is they've had to rewrite the operating system, which is the program that runs the whole system, to make it tailor engineered for this particular device, because Mac OS, just by comparison, you know, again, it's a general purpose operating system. It's not really designed for this, and it couldn't do it very well. So they've had to again rewrite everything just to suit this particular device. They've gone all in. They've gone all in on this. So, you know, again, cha-ching. Let's see how much this is.
And they created some apps that are truly incredible. Complete HardX creates an interactive 3D.
So again, you know,
giving students a whole
notice how they're
body's most important function.
angling the educational aspects first, because this is the thing that they know will be used the most. I think anyway.
And businesses can use stages from PTC to review and approve.
So it's all about learning here, learning. This is the perfect device for what this is.
Mix your favorite tracks with DJ with a reimagined spatial interface. And today, we are excited to share that we've been working with Unity.
Okay, just before we continue, I just want to explain why Unity is important to have this sort of compatibility and relationship with Apple. First and foremost, Unity is a 3D engine that is primarily used for building games and very custom 3D software that we don't see. But a lot of games that we know and play are built on Unity. And to have that integration, you know, Apple are trying, they're doing their best, they're doing their very best to try and bring more experiences and gaming experiences to the Apple ecosystem. So it's important for them to do this. But this is easier said than done. But they are trying, and Apple historically have not had a great history with building, you know, with bringing the gaming community on board with Mac, and it's just a known thing. So to have them integrate Unity and this sort of technology is important. It's important, and they're trying. Bless them, right? They're trying. Let them try. But I would like to see the adoption, right? So let's see how this pans out.
To bring those apps to Vision Pro. And Apple Vision Pro will have a brand new app store where users can discover and download all the apps built for Vision OS, as well as compatible.
Was that a little bit of lag? Did you see that when they scrolled? There was a bit of lag there. Or was that just my machine? It would just be weird for them to show lag, right? It's not very Apple.
Will do with this groundbreaking platform. Now, back to Mike.
Another is the relentless focus we place on privacy and security.
Right. I just want to address this right now. Did you see how many sensors there were in this device and how many cameras there were in this device? It's interesting they're talking about privacy and security, because I don't know how private and secure you can make a device with that many sensors and cameras on it. Because the one thing that's been at the back of my mind is this is a data producing machine about you, right? So let's see what they have to say, because they probably had to address this. Let's see.
Optic ID. It never leaves your device. So apps and websites can't see where you are looking. And camera data is processed at the system level.
Right. They told you about what, 3-4 things there, but they left out everything else, right? So they mentioned little things about, yeah, the obvious stuff, right, that stays on device, but they left out everything else. So let's see. Well, only time will tell, right? But I just couldn't help but notice a glaring omission in everything else they left out there.
Apple Vision Pro starts at $34.99.
Oh. $3,499, and notice that they said it starts at $3,499. So this is, whatever this is the base model, right? And it's going to get higher and higher and more expensive. I mean, I don't know, maybe there's going to be more memory, devices with more memory, because this is, remember, this is a whole computer on this device. So it has to have everything. It has to have like the processor, it has to have memory, like RAM. It probably has to have other things. I'm unsure, because I don't know too much more about this device than what they've just said. But that is a high barrier to entry. That is a high barrier to entry. So I'm unsure. Straight away, this alienates your common usual iPhone owner, for example. You know, they might. This device is clearly aimed at high earners, professionals, people who buy MacBook Pros, for example, high-end MacBook Pros with extra hard drive space and extra memory. You know, this is who this device is clearly aimed at, people that can afford that level of technology. But to be using that level of technology is, you really need to be an absolute pro at computing, right? Let's see where this device goes in future, and I think I'm going to talk about this in more detail in another video, but let's see what they're going to do for now.
It will be available early next year on Apple.com and at Apple retail stores in the US, with more countries coming later next year.
Right, I'm going to stop this here. This is ending now. So, I mean, there is way too much to process here, and there is way too much to even talk about. So I think I'm going to leave this for a separate video, but there is a lot to unpack here. So let's see. I'm going to have a think. I'm going to think long and hard about what this device means, what it means for the future, and then we're going to unpack it little bit by little bit. But this is a big step in what is sort of the metaverse. I know previously I was talking about it being the metaverse they're going to reveal, but they haven't really dived into the metaverse. This device is a mixed reality headset, meaning that, you know, it's not a virtual reality headset where you're completely submerged in an environment. They are using the environment that you already have, which Apple are quite good at. So